Listen, do I need to say anything about Ansel and Regina in Twisted Obsession? Guys? Okay. Just calm yourself. Girl, calm yourself. This is going to have you at the end of your seat. Hi wonderful people and welcome back to my channel Book Craves. I'm Giselle. How are you going? What's up? What's the scene? Y'all, I am finally well enough to come on and record some videos. I could not have a conversation for more than 5 minutes without being totally congested. But thank God that phase is over and we're here. 2022, it's done. It's completed. We're at the finish line. It's badang. We are on to New Year 2023. But before we could hit 2023, I need to let you know what are my top interracial romance reads for 2022. You know how I do on this channel? You know how I do on this channel. You know you love interracial romances like that. You see, these are the creme de la creme of romance books. These are the ones that I am absolutely in love with. These are the ones that I fell head over heels for. These are the ones that I am now obsessed with. And these authors, oh my goodness, you see these authors? You see these authors? These are my top picks. These did justice. These are the books that you're looking for. These stories written by these phenomenal authors got the job done. If you want to know what are my top interracial romances for 2022, keep watching, subscribe, like, share. Or we could do that. Do I need to say anything about this book? Listen, do I need to say anything about Ansel and Regina in Twisted Obsession by Keta Kendrick? I read books 1, 2, and 3. I raved about books 1, 2, and 3 on my channel on TikTok. I absolutely love Megan and Aaron's story. But you see, Regina and Ansel? Oh God, this book hit me so different. Can you read this as a standalone? You probably should not, just so that you get an understanding of how Ansel and Regina met. Once you have that backdrop, oh my God, this book, it is spicy. Ansel's mouth, this man's mouth had me melting inside. It had me smiling. The things that he said, I absolutely adored. Now, I listened to the audiobook because, what can I say? I'm obsessed, right? So, in this particular story, Regina, she's finally rescued. She's settling into life. She's a doctor. She was held captive by her family who runs a cartel. Ansel was part of the rescue team. Now, these are your anti-heroes in this book. Full stop. You know how I do. Don't give me no superhero. We know about our life here. We need the villain. We need the bad guy. Regina, her family is out to get her. And Ansel, he's there. He's all about, I'm going to protect you. I'm going to do whatever I have to do. But there's also such a tension. This book is focused more on the relationship development between Ansel and Regina. There are action scenes in this book. She is being hunted. She is trying to be drawn out so that she can be kidnapped, tortured, and disposed of. But Ansel is not going to have that. Ansel is playing down dark, edgy, and morally grey. No if, no buts, no maybe with Ansel. Give me Ansel. Give me a character like answer every single time and I will read it. I'm gonna tell you I wasn't prepared, because after I read Twisted Mind, Twisted Heart, Twisted Secrets, I'm like, what more can we get in the Twisted series? This is what we could get. This is what we could get. And this ain't no slow burn. This is fire from the beginning. I'm telling you. Which is why this is one of my top reads, interracial reads. Okay. Just calm yourself. Girl, calm yourself. Okay. Luca. I read this at the beginning of the year. I read this in maybe February month. I read Luca and Amber, book 1 and book 2. It is a duet in the Ruthless Tycoon series. So I only own book 1 in the physical copy, but I own Amber in the Kindle edition. Now, in this book, you have the heroine. She has a disability. You have Luca. He's the head of a crime organization. And so he's seeking revenge on Amber's dad. So what does he do? He looks for the weak link. And the weak link is Amber, or so he suspects. But he falls so hard for Amber. Oh my goodness. The story alone carries this book. Like, you don't even need the spice. Yes, the spice is there, the steam is there, but the story is where it's at. So Luca pretends to be Prince Charming to make Amber fall for him. Why did he do that? But you know, Amber, she could see the snake coming. She did fall a little bit for him, but listen, the happily ever after is there in Amber in part 2. You all, I discovered Tyrion. Alpha. I think I need to get a physical copy of that book. Y'all, this PNR, this paranormal, alien, interracial, dark, sci-fi book story. In this book, we meet Alpha and Morgan. Alpha is half alien, half human. He was created in a lab, and you have your crazy scientist. But the story is really centered around Morgan, because Morgan, she's in an abusive marriage, and she is kidnapped and taken to a lab so that she can be forced to mate with one of these experiments. And so she is paired up with Alpha, and we know Alpha, he is the head honcho. Alpha, he is the leader of the pack, and she's able to create this bond with him. And let me just say, good Lord, the spice. Lord have mercy, this spice. Loved every minute of it. You have the grand rescue, you have the happily ever after, you find out why she was kidnapped. This is why you don't trust family. This is why you don't trust people that are there to you. This book will teach you that lesson if you have not learned it as yet. Absolutely love this book. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Love it, love. Ugh, I can't say how much I do, but yes. So y'all, my Retribution 2, a second chance series. This is going to have you at the end of your seat. This book, it is action from beginning to end. This book has such a wonderful build in steam to spice. Things between Phoebe and Locke, they're just there. They're just on point with everything. This is the first time I've read any book by this author, and I must say I'm going to check her out. This is your interracial romance again, a bwwm. In this one we have law enforcement. No. You know your girl don't do law enforcement, right? But the blurb in this story got to me, and so I just had to read it. And let me just see, this guy, he could tangle with the criminals. He could tangle with the villain. You know, there's a very, very fine line, right, that, you know, the law enforcement can cross over to the crime world. And Locke is it. So in this book, we had Phoebe. Phoebe was in the military. Phoebe, things went wrong. She was abused by a particular member within her battalion, and she was discharged. And so this guy has been stalking her. He's obsessed with her. In comes Locke. Certain things happen. Crime scene happen. He starts to investigate something that happens with Phoebe. And there they start. Because why? Locke is her best friend's brother-in-law. Like, Listen, when I tell you action, 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 suspense, this is your romantic suspense. This is giving it all. It's so good. It is so good. Yes. Now, you see this one by Bethany Chris? You see this one, The Holidays? I love this grumpy sunshine romance. This is a slow burn. This book has emotional healing. This book has humor. The characters you love. So Holly was emotionally scarred at the altar. Her fiancé did horrible things to her, or did a horrible thing to her. And she has been having terrible luck with dating. And this guy at the back, he's like, listen, this is what you're doing wrong. Let me give you some dating advice. And that is how things begin. Because he is grumpy. He had his issues from his past relationship. She had issues from her past relationship. And so now it's like, okay, I'll give you advice to help you get a man. But he ends up falling in love. I really, really like it. I was laughing. I love the characters. I love the humor in the book. I love the funny bantering. Honestly, I think that's what I love most in this particular book. The bantering between Holly and Kay. This is a steamy book. You don't really have spice in it. It's very tame. But you see the bantering? Give me sass. Give me somebody that has comebacks like that, who could put you in your place. Give me that. I will gobble it down every single time. Love this book. Just give it to me. Just give it to me. I told you about this book in September. I told you about this series in September this year. Guys, you need to read it. You need to read it. I am here for everything in this book. The secrets and lies, I'm here for. The drama, I am here for. The sticky situations, I adore situations like that found in this book. Just the cover alone lets you know this book is spicy. This book is good. This book is good. Absolutely love it. Now, I would suggest, and I would highly recommend, that you read the first two books before you get to this one. Now, I enjoy book 1 and book 2. Yes. Book 3, part 1. This is my favorite. Why? Because we have the Don Giovanni in this book. We have Nyla stuck between her two best friends. We have so much plot twist. We have so much backstabbing in this book. We have so many secrets being revealed. Oh my goodness. And this book is told from multiple perspectives. You even get the villain's perspective. Blue Saffire did a good job. Like, there's a build up to this book. give this to me. Excellent writing. Love the character. Love Nyla's spirit. She is a fighter. She is sassy, and she doesn't take anything lying down. And you have to be of a particular caliber to be able to put up with someone like Giovanni. And Nyla did it and surpassed it and had him on his knees. She brought him to his knees. It ends on a cliffhanger. You're gonna need part 2. I'm telling you, have part 2 ready. By the time this ends and your jaw is dropped, you are going to say, I need part 2. I need part 2. I'm telling you, this right here, gold. Guys, so in March, right? In March, Savage Bloodline was released. So your girl had the entire anthology pre-ordered from since 2021, September to be precise. The book was released and I read it. And I read all 17 stories in that book. And I enjoyed that book so much. Savage Bloodline. It is 17 mafia book centered on the DeLuca crime family. Now, you can no longer get the 17 books or the 17 story in one book. You have to get the individual books, which authors did add more stuff to it, right? Because the book is over 2,400 pages. But I loved it. I do have my favorites that I would put up, but this book is one of my top interracial books. The way that the characters were interconnected throughout the book. I have 2 physical copies. Primo, you know, I'm all about Primo. Primo, he's so dark. And then we have Sebastian. Your grumpy sunshine office romance. I'm here for it. Savage Bloodline. It's dark. It's spicy. It's action-packed. Great heroes. Great anti-hero. Great morally gray characters. Love the heroes. The heroines, not all of them are damsel in distress. 1 or 2 of them are. But then we also have the strong heroines that I love. The one with sass. The ones that are just as morally gray as the hero. And those are my favorites. Those are my favorites. Give it to me. Give me that heroine that is just as dark as the male lead. Give it to me. And that is what Savage Bloodline delivered. Retrograde Forget Me Not. This book is beautiful. This story, it is awesome. I devoured this book. This is going to play with your emotions. In this book, we meet Nico and Carissa. They have everything going for them. Everything is perfect. And then Nico gets in a car accident and cannot remember his fiancée, cannot remember Carissa. And so things don't go the way that Carissa thinks it would go after the accident. This is your second chance. Groveling hero, sassy heroine. Carissa is so sweet and loving and accepting and so giving of herself as a character. And Nico, man, Nico, you just wanna, that man, I'm telling you, this book could possibly bring you to tears. Downfall by Evelyn Sola. Yes, absolutely phenomenal story from the beginning. Grumpy sunshine, yes. Interracial, yes. bwwm, yes. Spicy, yes. So, the story is that Maxwell, he went through a divorce. He is grumpy. Summer, She is working at the company that Maxwell owns. However, he has taken a sabbatical, so he's off coping with his divorce, and his brother is running the show. Maxwell decides to return, sees this nice, dark, scrumptious, curvy woman, and so he's tempted. He's really, really tempted. Your office shenanigans start up between Maxwell and Summer. But listen to this. There's an age gap between Summer and Maxwell. Maxwell wants certain things. Summer wants certain things. However, there is someone else who wants Max for herself and will do whatever it takes to get him. So you have scheming and you have a lying taking place. Who will Maxwell believe? Guys, I love this book. I was so happy that I picked up this book and I read it. This was easily one of my top picks for interracial reads in 2022. Easy. Downfall? Oh, definitely. Summer was Maxwell's downfall. Hands down. Prince of the Brotherhood, right? That book, I can't remember if I spoke about it on my channel before, but Prince of the Brotherhood, the amount of twists in plots in this one book, I'm like, but it was so good. It was so good. So this book starts off really nice and relaxing with Dominic and Ija. Dominic, he is trying to get away from his responsibilities of taking over the mafia. So he's chilling in a hotel in Grenada. And Ija is there. They strike up a relationship. They have this one night together. Fast forward, we find out that Ija, she is part of Interpol intelligence and she is skilled in espionage. And so she's there to bring down Dominic, her child father, and his brother. But she doesn't know who Dominic is because he was pretending to be someone else and she was pretending to be someone else. So when they clash because she goes undercover, it's like, but you are this person. And he's like, no, but you are someone else. But he never got over her. And he wants nothing to do with his dad because he is also on the freaking cover. This book, story, plot, characters, spice, you name it, it's there in Prince of the Brotherhood. Okay, so I have another Tyrion for you because as I tell you, like, she just nailed it for me in 2022. Tyrion. I cannot count how many of her books I read on one hand. That's to tell you. So I read Hawk. I read the entire freaking series, and I'm just gonna say you're probably gonna see this series mentioned again somewhere else. But Hawk, he laid such a wonderful foundation and intro into this series. In Hawk, you have your bwwm. You also have someone with a disability, but you don't find out until the freaking end. So in this book, we meet Hawk and we meet Brooklyn. Brooklyn's sister died. She was murdered. And Hawk was very close to her sister. And they embark on finding out who was the murderer or who murdered her sister. Because otherwise, Hawk is going to be pinned with the murder. And so he himself will be killed. They work for an organization, or Hawk, I should say, work for an organization named The Church. The Church is a criminal organization. And they recruit people with special talents, people with special skills. Hawk and Brooklyn, they engage on finding out certain things, and her sister literally left crumb trail for them. And they only realize she freaking married them. Listen. This book, it blows your mind. This story is attention grabbing. The plot twist is there. The chemistry, it is there. The emotions, the bantering, it's all there in Hawk. I was blown away when I read this book. I love the air of mystery in Hawk, because you know what? It's all about solving this crime, and I'm not all about that, but it literally takes you down a rabbit hole. And my final book is Lethal Legacy, Unclaimed Mates. This book made me remember why I love vampire romances so much. But the hero, Luca, he's not an ordinary vampire, which is what I adored in this book. And Luna, the heroine, she is so not what you expect to be a heroine in a vampire meets story. So Luna, she is a college student, and for some reason she gets involved or caught up in a web of events. From this web of events, Luca realizes that she is his mate, but he wants nothing to do with her. He doesn't want a mate. He has his bed mates that he's okay with. And Luna, when she realizes that that's what he's into, she also rejects you. You have your soulmate, your fated mate, your rejected mate, your opposite attract, as well as your PNR going on in this book, as well as it's a bwwm. The spice in this book, it is good. The story building, it is there. Lovely backdrop as well in this book. Character development, yes, yes. And I need book 2 because we get introduced to 3 brothers, and we know they're all going to find their mates. On top of that, we have people that are out to kill the brothers because they are so special, they are so unique, and others find that they should not be living. They need to die, and so they're out to kill them, to harm them, to do whatever they need to do. They're also combining forces with witches. So there's more than one paranormal being or supernatural being in this book. Y'all, so those are my top interracial romances of 2022. I love each and every one of those books I've mentioned. I adore the authors. Some are new to me, others are not, and their story just hits the spot. If you know what I mean. You know what I mean when a story hits the spot. It just does it. It just works for you. See these books? If you have not read it, read it, because the girl on this channel love a good interracial romance. So thank you so much for watching my video, and look out until I post another one, because I sure will. Bye.